so good. Are you gonna follow my coffee? She's disintegrating. Mayday. Oh my god. Hi everybody, welcome back to another week of Die Another Day. I'm Amanda, I'm Yarnenabler on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, and my co-host.
I'm the COZyknitter, I'm Christina, and I'm on Ravelry and Instagram as well, and my shop is thecozyknittershop.etsy.com.
And we're happy to have you back, and if you're new, yay! And if you're back, yay! We're very happy. And we have a very, very exciting thing to do first.
We do.
Very excited.
So this past week and a half, there has been quite a few podcasters. I think it started with Chelsea and Sue of Legacy Knits.
It's all your fault.
I know.
Thank you.
They received a package from, I think it was Fiona in Australia, that had different Australian goodies in it. There was the Vegemite, which we don't have, but there was TIMTAMs, and we have some because they did. You're supposed to eat your TIMTAMs with coffee, apparently, is what we're being told. And then Shannon of Soxcetera, she's like, no, this is how you do it. It's called a TIMTAM slam. So we're gonna do a TIMTAM slam.
We're good, and we have coffee.
We have coffee, which is unusual. Usually, it's always
maybe
tea.
That's why I'm so like, nah.
Maybe.
So Christina was trying to explain to me how this is going to work, so I'm going to let her do it now because my mind is...
So, pardon the crinkling. We have the dark chocolate TIMTAMs.
And I just had my weigh-in this morning, so I am totally eating these guilt-free.
Okay, so from what I'm being told, you bite the kitty corners, just like a nibble off.
Okay. Do I want to get into the cookie?
A little bit.
Okay.
And then you dip one corner in your coffee.
Okay.
And then you suck the coffee into the wafer.
Okay.
And then you take a bite.
That's really yummy.
Oh god, it melts really fast.
Oh, it's so good. Are you going to follow my coffee? She's disintegrating. Mayday.
Aim out. Oh my god. That's delicious. We did it wrong.
So good. How did you do that wrong?
No, this was right. But our first encounter with TIMTAMs was at the Plucky Shindig.
Oh my god, those are so good.
And we just ate them like cookies. This is better.
Slam, baby.
Much better. Thank you, Shannon. And actually, I was watching...
Why are you moving those away from me?
Sorry. Here you go.
What kind of best friend takes away the chocolate?
It's on top of our notes. It's not cool.
Oh, right.
There you go.
Notes.
Better?
I might have to go off camera and do another one of those.
I was watching Natasha and Meredith on the Wool Gathering podcast this week, and they did it too, actually. That's pretty funny. I did not know that we could just get these in Canada.
I've never seen that package before, and yum.
So for any Canadians watching, they're in Sobeys and Loblaws. I'm guessing the real Canadian
superstore. I don't shop at either, so this is news
I don't
to me.
either, but I made a special stop. Because you know what else they have? They have these maple bacon glazed chicken chunks.
How Canadian is that? That's awesome. And while we're on the TIMTAM thing, can I just say thank you to Muffin Meg and me in Australia for offering to send them to us. That was super sweet, and I really appreciate that because that was so yummy. Oh my god.
We had a couple of people who reached out and said, hey, we can get them. We'll send them if you can't find them. So thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks, guys. So sweet. I'm now part of the cool crowd, and I love it, and I'm kind of in love with TIMTAMs. I'm moving to Australia. Forget the maple candy.
We can do that. Your brother-in-law used to live there.
I know.
He knows people.
He still has a business there. We could totally move there.
We will go and run your business for you, okay?
Yeah. Except I keep getting injured, but that's okay.
Yes, she's a little bit hurt today.
I have, so on my whole health journey, I've been working out really hard, and which is good. And so I've started doing CrossFit, but last night I strained my sternocleiomast muscle, which runs from my chest all the way, so you can see it swollen up here, up into my neck, and it's very tender and sore, and so I'm kind of... But it's not as bad today as yesterday, and I've taken some Tylenol, so I'm kind of good. But you know what? I was thinking about this last night because I'm always like kind of achy and sore now from working out. But I think that the whole like being inactive, you may not have hurt yourself physically, but I think mentally I was hurting myself more. Where now that I'm active, like I'm always kind of like, oh, like something's always hurt. Like in January, I tore my calf muscle.
Oh, you're not you're lucky in all this.
But you know what? I feel so much better. So I think, I mean, of course I'm going to injure myself a little because I am pushing hard, but it's worth it. So my little, I didn't die last night because of it, but I'll be able to die tonight, I think, because I can lift my arm up now.
Oh, cool. We'll put some ice on it.
Yeah. So that's my
Oh my god, I want to eat all the Tim Tams.
I know. Can we like pause it and do another one?
Yum.
And come back and we'll have like chocolate one. We didn't do anything. Those would be the things that we eat in the bathroom so the kids don't eat them. Yeah. And then they come up and like smell your breath and they're like, what were you eating? Nothing, I brushed my teeth.
Yeah.
Or if they smell the toothpaste on your teeth in the middle of the day, they're like, why did you brush your teeth?
No, but see, mine just assume I have gum. And then they raid my purse.
That's when you just buy dollar store gum and you're like, here.
I know. I usually do get them their own gum, but they're relentless.
Thank you, everybody, for introducing us to the Tim Tams.
Yummy.
That was a lot of fun.
Yum, yum.
Yeah, now they're taunting me.
I know. So, this week, I'm wearing...
This is one of my favorites.
I love this shawl.
I was there when you bought the wool.
Striped study shawl by...
This side.
I can't remember her name. Vera...
I don't know.
Bellamecki?
Isn't it gorgeous? Look at this ombre.
Isn't it awesome?
That's ridiculously gorgeous.
So this yarn is WOLLE'S Yarn Creations.
Yeah.
And she is on Etsy. Her yarn used to be pretty difficult to get, and she actually also, I can't remember if she's still selling it through her Ravelry group or if she's now selling it off of Etsy. But
and it's cotton, guys.
It's cotton.
It's not wool, it's cotton.
So it's actually 4 strands of cotton twisted together.
Yeah, because it's lace weight, right?
Yeah, it's like...
It was really like the balls were really, it was very fine.
So it's 4 strands of cotton held together, and then every so often one of the strands will change color, and then that's how she does the very gradual gradient. It's beautiful. And then I bought a little mini white to go with it. So this gradient is called Spearmint, and the white is called Snowflake, I think.
It's perfect. I absolutely adore it. I think you wore it once for a frolic, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Might wear it again this year.
Go for it. And I'm today wearing, it's a cowl of my own creation, but it's knit in Yarn Inks wool. I can't remember what she called it, maybe chocolate rainbow, something like that. I might have a thing for rainbows. So all I did is, I think I cast on like, it's fingering. I think I cast on like 80 or something. No, maybe more than 80, maybe 100 and something. Yeah, I don't know. And then I just did like, this is just like yarn over knit togethers, yarn over knit togethers that's staggered. And then the rest is stocking that. And if you really want to know a secret, I haven't sewn in the edge yet. There it is.
I'm notorious. Actually, I have a cowl.
That's just between us though, okay?
I have a cowl. It was the herringbone cowl. And not only did I not weave in the ends, but there's actually a small ball still attached to the cowl. And I have worn this for about 2 years.
You did it. So that's not so bad, my little...
There is an actual little ball.
That's awesome.
I put it in the back. Nobody will see.
Nobody's going to see it.
Wear it every day to pick up the kids at school.
It's wicked. That's awesome. Are you doing another one? Oh,
Can't help it.
Oh my god.
Mom.
You do it so much neater than me. That's like the European.
Put your pinky up and it looks fancy.
Yeah, it's very British of you. Very nice. So what did you want to do next? Should we do we have FOs and I have a hoe. But you have FOs too.
One.
Okay, you want me to go first while you enjoy your chocolate? So this I posted on Instagram this week and I got lots of love. So this is, I ended up calling it my Storms and Rainbows cowl. Look, can you lift that so my arm doesn't go up? This is, look how ginormous that is.
Beautiful.
This is literally every inch of both balls. So this is my Smoke on the Water gray gradient. You can see how dark it is down here.
I love how there's the rainbow at this end and then the...
That was purely just because I ran out of wool. I mean, it was a design feature I planned from the very beginning. And then the rainbow is from Up in Yarns, and that is her Woodstock colorway. And this is another one where this is literally all I have left of the gray. This is, I played Yarn Chicken.
This is it of the rainbow.
And that's it of the rainbow, and I haven't done them in. Oh, and you can see I just carried up the wool. I mean, it's a little noticeable, but only to knitters, so we can kind of see where I carried it up.
Yeah, you don't really notice when it's scrunched up anyways.
Well, and it's so big, it's so delicious, and feel that, squish that. Like, oh my god.
Yummy.
Yeah, so I've gotten a lot of, even non-knitters have been stopping me and being like, oh, that's awesome. So I'm like, thanks, I knit it. And I dyed the gray. And they're like, what about the rainbow? I'm like, no. So thank you, Up in Yarns.
So many colors in this rainbow yarn.
So many colors. And you know what? I like that it's not just like, she did a really good job about mixing them together. So like, look here, like you can see how the purple goes into the blue and then back out into the blue. It's fabulous. I love it.
A lot of tonal in it.
Yeah. And
I
so
love this bit. Look at these colors.
Isn't that pretty?
Amazing.
Yeah. So the wool, I am so happy. And it's heavy because it's like, what, 230 grams of wool. But
Nice and warm.
yeah, so I'm quite loving that. So do you want to go next and we'll trade back and forth, or do you want me to go?
Well, I'm going to leave my FO here, but it's my husband's socks.
They're done.
And they have been worn, so they're not 100%.
I can attest to the fact that they've been worn. I saw her husband wearing them, and they fit really nicely. Yeah,
because we totally worked them into coming over. So Amanda's husband's an electrician. I have
Sparky.
I have lights that needed to go up. So I'm like, hey, you want to come over?
I love his tool belt.
You put up the lights and I'll make Easter's dinner.
It was so good. Oh my god. She made
delicious.
Yorkshire puddings just like I asked her, and I might have eaten one while I was setting the table.
Who knows?
Yeah. And we had
Beef tenderloin. It's delicious.
And I don't know what you put in your mashed potatoes, but I could literally have like eaten them like a vat of ice cream. They were good. They were really good. And then, because we had to be somewhat healthy,
we had carrots.
We had carrots and a spinach salad.
Yes.
Which I was good. I made half of my plate with the spinach salad. I just maybe had seconds of the rest of this. But I ate the salad first. I still lost 1.2 pounds this week. So even with Easter, and I ate a Lindt chocolate bunny that my mother-in-law gave me. It was the dark chocolate, so it was good for me.
I totally bought one. I was at the grocery store and they were on clearance. I'm like, you are coming home with me, little
Put it in the freezer and then boom, next year, done. Like it's gonna last a year.
It's not gonna last that long. And I will have a new freezer by then, so.
Yeah, the new house. So can I show my hoe now?
Go for it.
So, you know how we're doing this husband sock knit along? Well.
These are definitely for her husband. He said he'd wear them.
Honey!
He said he would wear them.
Aren't they gorgeous? They're for my little girl. There's a Fish Kiss Lips heel back there. This is one of my favorite colorways I think I've ever knit. So this is by Turtlepurl, and it's called City Girl. I don't know if she's still doing it. I bought this at the Frolic last year, and it was one of her half skeins, so it's only 53 grams, which is perfect for my daughter. I literally had I still had another color repeat I could have done. But she likes her socks. This is how I always measure. She likes her socks as long as her toes.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm assuming as she's feet's getting bigger, the sock's getting bigger. Anyways, isn't that fabulous the way she did the colors are you can't really tell, but this middle one, the heel, is actually really light color. A bit lighter. They're actually a smidge too big for her because I wanted to get the stripes perfect. But she'll grow into them. I mean, it's only a little bit, and because it's the Fish Lips Kiss heel, it gives you that you can fake the fit a bit. So I'm super happy, and I've already cast on number 2.
No second sock syndrome.
No, because they grow so fast if you don't get the So I'm already 2 stripes in.
Yay.
Yeah. So I knit this in a day and a half. I knit this.
She cast them on. You cast them on when you were here.
Yeah, for Easter dinner.
We're at the heel.
At the heel at dinner, and then I went home and finished the rest because this is on Instagram. You probably saw my yarn puke. It's only a 48 stitch sock, 48 inches or 48 stitches around. So it's super small, and she's got, her feet are only that big. So it was super fast. But speaking of husband socks, so Christina's done hers.
Yay!
I would like you to know I'm at the heel, and I was going to do a Fish Lips Kiss heel, but you know what? I'm gonna do an afterthought, I think.
Yeah?
So I'm gonna put waste yarn in literally this next row. I'm gonna put the heel in the middle of the yellow. I'm literally halfway done the next yellow stripe. So the heel's gonna be red, I think. I think I'm gonna do red heel. And then, so it's half. I have half a hoe.
A half a hoe.
I have half a hoe. So that's my...
Quo? A quarter object?
Yes! We just made up a new word. Fist bump. A quo! Baby, all the podcasters are going to be saying that now. I have a quo. I have another whip. Oh, do you go first? You have something.
I have an almost hoe.
Ooh.
Almost. This is what I was working on.
That's way more than a quo.
So this is the other half of my Halloween mismatched pair. And I am on the cuff. I just have a couple of rows left on the cuff. And they're done. But yeah, I was turning my heel, I think.
Keep talking. I'm just going to go over here.
When they were over for Easter. And she literally knit the whole foot of her pink sock in the time. I'm like knitting like these few rows. I'm like, come on. You don't make as much progress when you have almost twice the stitches.
Seriously.
It just doesn't go quite fast enough. So these will be, I cast these on to be the other half of the Halloweeny sock up there. But I think I will knit an XL cast on, another one of each to have matching pairs because I don't think I can do them mismatched.
You cannot do mismatched socks. You are so square.
I'm a little OCD about the matching.
Yeah. I'm not.
I am.
I might do this box of socks thing. It looks like a lot of fun.
It is fun.
You know, who was it who posted that? Jody posted on Instagram. I think last night. Tracy did. Tracy posted on Instagram all over her sock whip. She had like 10.
Gorgeous.
9, yeah. And I was like, that's so cool. And then I started going through mine.
Uh-oh.
I'm up in the high double digits. I stopped counting at 17.
I was going to say high teens. Are we talking like high double digits in the 90s?
No. Like 17 is when I stopped counting of my sock.
Of sock projects?
I'm so
I
embarrassed.
have 2. This one. And then another one that's a 3/4.
Yeah. So my pencil sock, I'm up to the cuff. All I need to do is add the cuff. And then I decided to cast on these extra. Oh, and speaking of casting on.
God.
I cast on a shawl.
Not monogamous over here.
I used to be so monogamous. I used to like do one project start to finish. And then I started dying and then I started cheating and I need a red A. So this is my water colorway from Yarn Box, but I did it in a single gradient for me because I am...
You wanted a shawl, not
I wanted a shawl. So I'm doing... It looks horrible like this because it's crinkly wool, right? Because it was dyed as a blank. But this is going to be a Mia shawl by Karen Burrell, and she's OOMIEKNITS, and she's one of my peeps. And it has these really cool... There's 2 more. I don't have enough fingers. So the whole shawl has these double yarn overs, and that's kind of what gives it its lacy feel. And I think it's going to look spectacular as a gradient because... So I decided, when I dyed this, I did a lot. Like there's probably like half the skein is the turquoise. It doesn't really look like that in the ball, but it is. Half the skein's turquoise. So I decided I wanted
It's really pretty.
the darker purple up here, and then I want it to go down into the turquoise. So I think it's going to look spectacular. So I keep rotating. You should have seen me sitting on the couch. I couldn't knit last night because of my shoulder, but this weekend when we came home from Easter, I literally had these 4 projects because I was trying to finish this. And I was literally knitting, and then I'd go back, and then I'd work a bit on some pattern and stuff on the computer. Knitting. No, it's not good.
Well, everything is getting worked on.
I'm so stressed out. At least, like, I can't handle, like, a part of me is still, like, I just need to finish something. I need to finish something.
But then when you finish something, then you automatically want to cast something on.
Well, and that's what happened.
This was me yesterday. I'm like, okay, if I finish warping one of my new colorways, then...
It's over there, but we're not showing you.
Then I'll reward myself and knit the cuff.
How many rows do you do your cuffs? I do like 11 or 13 rows of...
18?
Make a big cuff.
18?
I'm gonna... Ooh, look at this. I did it... Oh, I can't reach with that arm. I did a twisted rib. Doesn't that look very pretty?
I love the twisted rib.
I love a twisted rib for a sock. Especially a girl sock that's so little.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I think it's...
I love how defined the knit stitches are.
I know, especially for me, because I've been noticing I used to knit really, really, really tight. And that's how I bent and broke a lot of my needles.
Snapping of needles. Needle insurance.
Yeah, so I've been consciously trying to knit looser. And I can tell I have been because, can you show my heel? Look at that, because I haven't loosened my pearls.
Oh, there we go.
So my knit stitches are now looser, but my pearls are tight.
Oh, jeepers.
So now I
pearls
need
again?
freaking pearls. So I need to work on my pearls now. So there you go. Nobody's perfect. Not that I ever thought I was perfect, but you know, I do this for a living and I still can't get it perfect. I mean, it doesn't matter because it's just the heel. But when I go to cast on that sweater for myself, I'm going to have to be careful about that.
Yes.
And the shawl, because I'm noticing in my center rib stitch, not my center rib stitch, my center line stitch.
Well, they sometimes get funny in
Look
the center.
how big versus little. So I need to either tighten up my knit stitches or loosen up my pearls. And I've worked so hard to loosen my knits, so...
Put a larger needle on the purl side. So when you purl, you're knitting with the larger needle. And when you're knitting with the smaller needle.
Aren't you smart? Maybe I should do that.
I don't know. I think it might work.
I might try that.
Try it out.
Because you know what? Yeah. And you know what else I was doing? I did my make ones wrong.
Oh, goodness.
So... I don't know why I got them confused. So like this first couple rows.
Are you doing left and right?
Yeah.
Who cares? Tell. Only you will know. So this week we had a lot of questions.
I like questions.
Yeah, in the, what do I call it? Have you ever wondered thread on Ravelry? So if you haven't already, join our Ravelry group. It's called the Die Another Day podcast. And there's a thread in there if you have any questions for us. And a lot of people did this week. So we got one question and it was about wholesale. She had been asked by a local yarn shop if she would dye yarn for them and what should she charge. I have never done wholesale. I've only ever sold it myself, but you have a bit of experience with wholesale.
So my idea of wholesale is if you love dyeing wool and you have the time, go for it. But wholesale, you will not make money at all, and you will not even pay yourself. Like, I'm not talking about getting rich, because nobody ever gets rich dyeing wool. But you probably won't earn enough to pay for your time by doing wholesale. Honest to goodness, because once you pay for your wool, and then you have to factor in your electricity, your water, your acid, whether you're using vinegar or citric acid. And then you have to factor in like the amount of time it takes to dry it, you know, postage. Wholesale can be a lot of fun. My yarn box is wholesale, obviously. It was an amazing experience. It was a little stressful, but you're not going to ever earn money. Like it's not going to be a part-time job, let's put it that way. But if you love dyeing wool and it's fun and you just want to get your name out, it's great for getting your name out.
It's wonderful advertising.
For it. Yeah, and if you enjoy it, go for it. I love dyeing wool. I think it's a lot of fun. I love making new colorways. Wholesale can be a lot of fun, but if you're in this to like supplement your family income, you kind of want to have a little extra money, you're not going to earn that with wholesale. So,
and I've seen a lot of indie dyers who started out and they would do the trade shows and they would do wholesale.
Yeah.
And then after a while they reverted back to selling through their own personal shops.
Yeah.
So it is great for getting your name out there and getting your yarn in the hands of more knitters.
But I think you burn out a lot because if you do a large quantity of one colorway, you hate that colorway. Seriously. And it takes you a while to fall back in love with it. Because I think for a lot of indie dyers, me included, playing with color is most of the fun. Making new color combinations is a lot of fun. But if you're doing like a few hundred of the same thing, it takes away the creative fun of it. So if you could get a wholesale account where you're literally just like they're just ordering like a few hundred wool or skeins of wool and you can create whatever color you want, that would be my perfect ideal of an order. That would be a lot of fun. But when you're doing like a few hundred of the same colorway, it's hard to stay motivated.
I can see that.
Honestly, like when I did Yarn Box, I got to do 4 colorways, so it made it a little easier.
But it was a lot of the same colorway.
I think she got a few messages by the end, especially the second colorway. And I was just like, if I ever see these colors together again, I just might start screaming. And even now, I have no love for that colorway. I fell back in love with the other 3. That specific one, no love.
Yeah.
I even noticed when I went to like make pictures, like when I could finally like, hey, look what I did. I have like no pictures of the evil colorway. And I was like, oh, I guess I really didn't like it even while I was dyeing and drying it. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just part of who we are, right?
It's
like,
a personal decision. Depends on what...
Other people love it.
Yeah.
So.
Depends on what you want to do with your business. And if it's just a few skeins for your local yarn shop, then it could be really fun.
Yep.
And it could get your yarn in the hands of a lot of people in your local community, which would be great. But definitely a personal decision is something you would have to think about.
And you know what? When I first started out, I gave a lot away. But I liked doing that. I worked with a lot of people who needed skeins for like a special memorial project or, and that was a lot of fun. I love doing custom colorways. Like seriously, that is my funnest thing to do in the whole world. So, you know what? It can be great fun, but you could also dig yourself into a hole. So just be conscious of what you're doing. Basically, the best advice I can give is if you want to try it, go for it. Just maybe not lock yourself in long term. To a price that you might not be able to keep up, because wool, especially if you're Canadian, I don't know if she was Canadian or not, but with our dollar being so with the States right now, you could get stuck in ordering wool that you're actually paying to dye to sell to someone. So it was so much fun. If you do get a chance to ever try to dye wool, it's a lot of fun. Oh, we didn't do a dye check. Speaking of dyeing wool,
I don't have any.
I'm dyed today.
I have paint.
Christina's painting.
I'm almost done.
I liked the front door.
I gotta put another coat on my front door in my garage, and then there's one room left. But yeah, you are way more interesting fingers than me.
Yeah, red, sock monkeys, turquoise, new colorway. Anyway, so that's actually not bad because I'm only fingers. Usually it's like
gloves.
Oh my gosh, so I started wearing gloves halfway through my yarn box orders, so I would be like clean, but then I would have dye splashed. And you could I would have to take like my Fitbit off because it was getting dyed. And
oh my god, that's funny. Okay, another question was specifically how I organize my needles.
Oh my god.
So I have this handy dandy. Let's see if I can reach it. There we go. I have this. It's from Namaste.
I love that company. I'm so sad.
I know. And it's a double needle organizer. There you go. Got all my little labels.
But now you don't knit with straight needles at all. Like these are all circular.
Yeah, I only use circulars. So I have this for all my fixed size circulars. And then I have 3 sets of interchangeables. And they live in their interchangeable cases.
And did you see how she keeps the sleeves for each of them? So she knows exactly like the original sale packagey thing. See, like how as they come.
These are, everything in here is Addy except for one pair. Because I'm addicted.
Very nice.
I have a problem. So that's how I organize my needles.
Totally organized. Totally organized.
Not really. Most of them are actually laying in a box. Or stuck in projects.
In projects, I believe. In a box?
I'll take them out and then they just get thrown on the side table beside my knitting spot. And then they live there for a while until my husband's like, are you planning on cleaning these up? And then they get tangled in like the charger cord for the phone or whatever.
Look at her hair. Yes. Christina got her hair done.
I did. It's a
little
little
pretty. Sorry, I just noticed while you were talking and I was like,
a little funny looking.
No, it's gorgeous. Anyway, so she's very organized with her needles. The rest of you are probably more like me, and I have a drawer. And sometimes the needles make it back in the drawer. Although, you know what?
My system is usually, so you can see here, maybe, that there's one here that's sticking out. This needle is in use. If the end is tucked in, it is in the case. So I have a couple that are in use that are sticking out.
You're so organized. I'm like in awe.
I'm OCD about these things.
I wish I had kept the sleeves of the needles. Like, I want to go out and buy like new needles just so I can do that.
How do you just buy the plastic sleeves?
So quick, order some stuff from my store so I have PayPal money so I can go out and buy new needles.
And we also have a question about soaking, because we had mentioned when you buy new yarn, especially self-striping or
with like,
where there's high contrast between two parts, two colors in the yarn. So like if one part is really light and then there's like dark speckling or self-striping yarn that has some contrast in it, we suggested not using wool wash for your first soak. And I think it's fine to use it after.
I think the first soak is just to test out the wool.
Yeah, the first is really just to see how it behaves, and then if there is bleeding, then you can quickly yank it out and sort of press the water out.
So if you want to use soak and it's deliciously smelling, I mean, I like it too. Just maybe don't leave it to sit for like 10 minutes in the soak, not overnight or a few hours, because. But you should be okay. Like, we're just saying worst case scenario. Let's put it that way, because you guys spend a lot of money on the wool. We spend a lot of time and money on the wool too. It just is best for everybody. But honestly, you know how I said blot or make a little
swatch.
I didn't swatch. I'm admitting it. I haven't washed it yet. I'm gonna throw it in some water when it gets warmer and I don't want to wear it anymore before I put it away for the summer. I'm hoping for the best. So it's not just you. We do it too.
Yeah. I think Turtlepurl, they updated their information to say only to soak for 5 or 10 minutes as well. That is a good
Isn't that a nice, that could be a really nice headband. But yeah, like I didn't try that one out either. I'm sure it will be fine. But,
it'll be fine.
You know. Anywho.
I had a question about stitch markers.
Sorry, that was really evil sounding. Oh my god.
So when I first started the Cozy Knitter, I was doing stitch markers, and that was about just over a year ago. And the one that really took the world by storm was my little Love You. Which I happen to have right here. This little fella. I don't know if you can see him. It kind of blows out a little.
Super cute with his little face.
There you go. Okay. Anyways, he's really cute.
You shouldn't have shown him.
No, but I've had a lot of people ask me, when are the stitch markers coming back?
On my Etsy store about your stitch markers.
I know.
I had a poor lady want a pencil stitch markers,
Oh, really?
and I had to tell her, I'm sorry, she won't let me buy any more from her. So.
I used to do a lot of them, and I'm just finding I can't find the time. I can't find the time to make them, so they're going to be very occasional. I do have a few. I have a few that are already made up that I might just throw up in the store.
Now you're going to be getting emails.
There's a few different ones, but it will literally be what's in the shop is what's there. I'm not going to take pre-orders for it because I just don't know when I'll have the time to sit down and work on it. And part of my problem was that when I was working on it, I'm like hunched over a lot and I got a lot of cramps in my neck, and it just wasn't working out. But I'll try. The Love Yous, occasionally I have giveaways for them. Every once in a while I put them in a giveaway. The next question.
What's next?
It was also posted in the thread, and it was from my little sister.
Oh, yes.
So we're not really sisters, but we did grow up.
From another mister.
We grew up right next to each other. We were neighbors. She's about 10 years younger than me, but we get asked all the time if we're sisters because we look very similar. We both have Scandinavian blonde hair, blue eyes, but yeah, we were really close growing up because our houses bordered each other, and so we actually took a section of fence out so we can just run through the backyards to each other's houses, because we weren't on the street itself. We weren't right next to each other. We had to go like around the corner, but the back lots.
Kitty corner, we call it over here.
No, kitty corner's just across from one another.
Or in the backyards.
The backyards
We're
bordered.
off tangent now.
Yeah. Anywho, she was asking for a newbie sock knitter. What would I recommend for needles and yarn? I recommend you go to my mom's house. She will take you to the store and help. But for those of you who don't know my mom,
oh, don't make me laugh. That hurts.
my mom will hook you up.
I like Christina's mom, so I would totally fly to Denmark to learn how to knit socks.
But I would suggest, I think it might be easier to learn on a heavier gauge needle and yarn.
You think?
I think it might.
I say go right for the magic loop.
I would
get
go
the
magic
long
loop.
magic loops. Don't do double pointed because you're gonna hurt yourself. I would do magic loop.
Yeah.
If you wanted, I would maybe even do like 2.5.
Yeah. I think if I was knitting my first pair, then I'd do like more
Sport yarn, DK?
house socks or
I
that
wouldn't
kind
do
of thing.
worsted because I find
No.
worsted is almost more difficult.
Yeah, I think I would go
wield in
DK
size.
and then the needle to match. So I'm guessing like 3.25. Yeah, around.
But honestly, she probably might be good at that.
I
Because
would.
you don't know any better.
Yeah,
But
I definitely
I
suggest magic loop, 32-inch cable for single sock 40 if you're doing 2 at a time. But I wouldn't recommend 2 at a time for first time sock knitter.
I know. And go with the Addies. Treat yourself to the good ones. Otherwise, you might think it's you and not your needles.
Yeah,
Go with the good needles.
I love Addies.
That's my suggestion, anyways. So yeah, so we love the questions. It's a lot of fun. There's a couple others.
There's a couple others.
We can do that in the die section. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
My bad.
So yeah, keep
asking.
posting your questions. We love answering.
We'll do the
them
sweater
for-
one next week. The measuring for sweaters.
It requires props and prep.
I will wear my sweater next week.
We will do it.
Yeah.
Next week. So yeah, keep asking the questions, so we'll answer as many as we can. And then
So tales from the die pot. Yay! So part of this is actually a question too. So I mentioned, I guess it was last week, my smoke hood. All it is, husband's electrician. He works new construction. There was a slightly damaged, like a stove vent hood that was getting thrown away. He saved it for me, and all he did was hook it up in like the basement. And I have, because I have a little dye studio downstairs that I do my work in, and it's, I don't know, connected it outside to the window with the thing, and it's silver. It's like a thing, hose. And I use it when I'm mixing dyes, because being in the basement, I don't have much air circulation. And those acid dyes can be some
the powder is really fine, so you don't want to inhale it. And,
No.
you can't.
And you can wear like the thing, but I find even after I've mixed my dyes and stuffing, like a lot of my wool I use the microwave to set it for. It's not on the stovetop. So I find I need like to even get away the moisture fumes. So I have my vent hood on anytime I'm dyeing. So all it is a stove vent hood. It's nothing special. But my husband put on his tool belt to put it up, and that was fun because I like a really tool belt.
We totally
any
hooed and
excuse-
hollowed at him on the weekend.
You know what? Last night at CrossFit, I had chalk on my hands from working out.
Oh gosh, I can see where this is going.
And I walked by him and I gave him a smack on the tush, and I left a handprint on his shorts, and I didn't tell him. So he spent the whole class with the handprint on his butt. I swear I'm an adult. Honest to God, I'm an adult. But I don't know. I'm kind of head over the heels for the guys. So. And so any excuse for him to pull out his tool belt. So any friends who need work done, anything, I'm like, sure, I'll come over with Rob and I'll make sure he puts on his tool belt.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, he's very handy. He didn't used to be handy, so he's much better now. But anyway, so other tales from the dye pots. We had stories, and now I can't remember what it was.
I didn't dye nothing this week. I prepped a lot.
And we ate Easter. That was yummy.
Lots of Easter activities and fun, so prep and rescanning. I've got a big shipment date coming up tomorrow.
Yay! Well, we got a whole bunch of wool yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Lots of wool. You should see the amount of wool. Like, because we don't order together, but we generally run out of wool at the same time-ish. So we try and order together, not together, but similar time periods, so that we can pick it up and save on shipping. Because otherwise, you're spending $300.
It's expensive.
Minimum to have the wool shipped from the manufacturer, spinners, whatever you call them,
to where we are.
to where we live. So, I mean, it would cost us maybe $30-40 in gas. So we try and schedule it so we can do it together. Because I live literally 5 minutes down the road. Yeah. We can walk to my house. I've only done that a few times, but maybe I'll do better this year. Anyways,
Come on over.
your new house is much closer.
It is.
She loves me so much. 5 minutes was too
closer.
far away. She had to come closer.
Moving closer. So yeah, we just got our shipment
It's a
yesterday.
lot of boxes.
Oh my god.
I walked in, I was like, whoa.
Yeah. The kids love it because they get to play in the boxes, so they like cut little holes and make it. I think
Spaceships, cars, trains.
I think mine are making it into they're into Nerf guns, so they're making
Boy,
it into
are they ever.
shelters.
Yeah, it's like
and the kids. So on Easter they swap FaceTime IDs.
oh my god.
So now they're calling each other about 20 times an hour.
Yeah.
And it's literally just like answer hi, hang up.
Yeah. Have you seen their messages? So the rule at my house is my oldest has his own iPad now. And the rule is he's only 10, right? So I get to read everything that he writes to make sure he's appropriate, everything's okay.
Oh, jeez.
And all it is like, hi, smiley face.
Yeah.
Poop emoji god. Like, ha ha ha.
Little boys.
That's all. Yeah, it's completely appropriate, funny boy stuff. So
they think it's just the coolest thing.
but it's cute because you know what? We were pregnant together, and then they were babies together, and we have pictures of them like. Because my oldest was 6 months old when your oldest was born.
Yeah.
And we have pictures. I think you're holding your new baby and my baby sitting beside you on the couch, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And then our second borns, they're
Are even closer together.
They're 3 months apart, and like I mentioned, her daughter is very picky, and they were over.
Even like as a baby, like.
Yeah, but we had the two of them sitting in high chairs side by side, and you'll see my little chubbalub. He's like.
Yeah, so she would give him all his food, and they were like besties. And they would, because she was smaller, and she was like a faster crawler, so like she'd like egg him on to like, look, the gate's open, let's go up the stairs, and you'd see the two of them like huffing to get to the stairs,
so funny.
and she was like half his size, like it was hilarious. Yeah. And then your youngest is the same name as my oldest, and so we call him.
They think that's pretty darn cute.
Yeah. So now my oldest has a nickname, and
he's like, I'm gonna teach him how to be.
How to be, yeah. So it's kind of fun.
It is funny.
But yeah. So anything else to show? I have this. This is another quote. Where is it here? But so I needed the needles. Isn't that fun? So I didn't even know these things existed until Mrs. Brownbags made me one. Isn't it brilliant? I kind of want to knit with double-pointed needles now just so I can use this. I need more of these. So I'm going to, as soon as you are not so friggin' busy, lady, and I can actually order something from your store, I need more because you know what?
Is this out of the sock monkey kit you guys did?
Yeah, isn't it awesome? It's wicked. Because it works for magic loops too. Slip that bad boy in there. So I need more because, anyway, so this is my cowboy wool, and it should have been for my youngest, will be for my girl. Oh my god, that's 2 pairs of socks for her. Maybe I should put them away for my youngest then. Anyway, so I needed the needle. These were on my my Addies, and
I would say
they would.
He would still get to wear them, but socks wear out. I had another pair this week.
Oh, so sad, so sad. One of the first pairs you knit for yourself.
I'm 2 pairs down now. This is awful.
Get to knitting.
This box of socks, Cal, could have not come at a better time.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yikes.
Anything, what else you want to do that? Oh, we should do, so our die-off.
Yes.
We picked the picture for us.
Yes, we have. I'm going to post it right here. I'm going to try.
Okay, let's stop.
Right here. Right there.
Hammer time. So Jaden suggested it. It's this gorgeous picture of a bird. I'm sure it's Photoshop because the colors are too intense to be beautiful. Yeah. So it's called Bold and Beautiful. I've already dyed mine because I'm a keener. Actually, I had leftover dye and I thought,
let's see what happens.
Throw some wool in there, and so mine's gonna be variegated because that's just kind of that's how I dye a lot of the time. If it's a new colorway, it's kind of just like, let's see what this is gonna do. Of course you're gonna do. Yeah. So she promised me she's gonna do it this
I will
weekend.
have it for next week. I will.
And then we're gonna get together with the old Loops girls, and I think we should choose it this week because there's lots in the thread now.
The thread is still open. I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna say Sunday
because then we can dye it and ship it. And then when we both each have one of ours and one of them, we can show them. So we are getting it done, I promise. It's your fault.
It is my fault. I'm sorry.
I'm dyed. That might be why I have turquoise in my fingers. Maybe.
I know.
Anything else we're going to talk about?
Think so.
I think, Jen. Yes. Jen. I watched your new podcast, lady. Jen Sheelan. Yes. I loved your podcast. Super funny. Lady.
I think she's
published the pattern.
She has 2 episodes out now.
2 episodes now. Yeah, so I watched the second one where you talked about your pattern. Love it. Needs to get out there now, lady. So come on. I should talk because I'm bad at that too.
You have a pattern that needs written up.
It's written. And the problem is, I'm knitting it again because it's my winter tornado pattern, and it was cuffed down, and there was a mistake on the original pattern, and I feel horrible, and I'm in the box feeling shame. So now this is the toe up one, and I've been promising it for like 2 weeks now, and I'm very nervous about releasing it because if there's another error in this, I think the ladies in the yarn box thread will lynch me. So I'm kind of hiding right now, injured. So, because I couldn't finish, that's why it's not published right now, because I can't actually knit right now. But it's written. The pictures are in place. I just need to knit it to make sure. So it's, because I cannot have another mistake in it. I can't handle that emotionally. So I need to, and I have 5 amazing test knitters who have all test knitted it. So the pattern itself is perfect, but I just need to make sure that it's written down. Anyways,
we'll get it done.
So thanks again for joining us, guys. And I hope you have a good week. We'll see you next week.
Bye.